Our final day on this trip started in Porthtowan with the ordering of fish and chips from Seasmiths. We spent a little while with a lovely lady sat on a bench that was a memorial to a recently departed, far too young friend of hers. We then proceeded to start our climb up and out of the village, looking at a grand design house, up onto the cliff top with more building development, and away from Porthtowan, heading southwestwards towards Godrevy. Once on the cliff top, I started to feel that joy that you get when walking in Cornwall, the joy that I certainly get. The myths and legends, the industrial archaeology, the beauty of the landscape, the rocks. I love the rocks and the minerals, and it's a great opportunity to indulge in an amateur way my past geological interests. I guess the thing is the peacefulness, the authenticity, just the sheer joy of walking along these glorious coastal paths. One of the greatest things about the country which we share together. You might just make out St Ives. You certainly should be able to make out on my brilliant videography Godrevy Lighthouse. That's where we're headed today. It's a short walk, 10 miles or so. We've already done a mile and a half, mile and 3/4. Here's a return to the likes of the northernmost part of this county and certainly the North Devon coast. We've got a serious bit of SWCP downage and uppage. So dead ahead of me is a series of steps. Andy is motoring on down. He's much better at descents than I am. I'm a bit of a sort of, I don't know, balance, knees, etc. Not tip top, but good enough to do this. So I have to take it steady coming down. But as you can see, quite a descent, and as is always the case, when there's a descent into a valley, there's an ascent. The additional motivation of this particular bit of valley activity, of course, is this is Sally's Bottom. So I'm intrigued as to know why it was named that, who Sally was, or possibly is, and why this place reminded people of her bottom. Well, it's certainly beautiful. I'll give it that. So maybe it's as simple as that. Sally had a beautiful bottom. And what's not to like? Up we go. Andy's well ahead of me. I normally catch him up on the ascents. He leaves me for dead going down, and then I'm a bit more relentless going up. He's pretty good, to be honest, and given you had COVID not that long ago, remarkable term to return to walking form. Done it. Done Sally's Bottom. So that was magnificent. Andy was in great form today. I think buoyed with the idea of fish and chips at the end of it as we walked down towards Porthtowan, a big drop down into the village eventually. But we were very taken with the geodesic radar dome and plenty of activity, vehicular activity out on this disused airfield, which was fenced off from us. So something going on with the spooks, as is the case in many parts of the coastal walking we've done, where we've come across all sorts of rather secretive installations, which really we should know more about, I guess. But we don't, and never will, I imagine. The beautiful dry valley of Hale Ulla came and went, and then the lovely cove of Godrevy as we dropped down towards Porthtowan itself. Alas, I took no photos and made no video there for some odd reason. All done on my little phone. Amazing device, really. We so take it for granted, but it's one of my important companions on this trip, or these trips, along with my rucksack, my water, my lovely walking boots, all great, and my baseball cap to keep the hair in check. In eventime we got out of Porthtowan, quite a nice climb up and out onto the cliff tops, and much of the afternoon's walking was along these stunning cliffs. easy going, 250 to 280 feet above sea level, and we headed south at a fair rate of knots, both of us looking forward immensely to our fish and chips. We spent some little time above Hell's Mouth, a rather morbid place, sadly very forbidding cliffs and a steep drop there, and very sadly a lone telephone box which is prominently marked with the Samaritan's helpline. So we dwelt a little while there and felt a degree of sadness before we moved on to the final part of our walk around Navac's Head and onto some very distinctive heather and gorse moorland. In time we spotted a tree killer, and shortly thereafter we saw the end of our walk in sight, the little island on which the lighthouse of Godrevy is perched. Walk's End. That very much wraps up our final day of walking on this particular trip. The iconic lighthouse, the unstaffed lighthouse on Godrevy Island, which itself is uninhabited, felt like exactly the right place for our walk to end. We doubled back quickly to Porthtowan, parked up, and got stuck into some truly glorious fish and chips from the Seasmiths. I'd ordered them online in the morning, so I was so pleased to get our cotton chips and for Andy, Haddock and chips. An absolutely splendid way to finish off in terms of our nosh. Well, a final few words, an SWCP sign-off. I'm sat in a very sunny car park in Porthtowan. Been through Portreath today. Finished at the lighthouse at Godrevy, which was brilliant. Just had a superb set of fish and chips, both Andy and me. He had haddock, I had cod, in nice little boxes, and a very snazzy online ordering system, which I should be commending to Emma for the horse box if they want to think about queue management at some of the busy events they go to. But been an epic few weeks. I feel as though I'm about to return to civilian life, because when you're doing this, you do feel, well, I certainly feel like my identity is completely subsumed into being a Southwest Coast Path walker, with the delightful sort of interval right in the middle of the rovers going up, which was just awesome. So I had a fantastic 2 nights back at home, up the pub with Emma and Jamie, which was brilliant, to the football with Emma and Jamie, which was outstanding, has to be said. And then back down on Sunday afternoon for what's turned out to be 5 more days of really glorious walking. Some of the best that I've done. I'm very, very fond of this part of the world, and my fondness has deepened massively. There's no question about that. So I do finish off repeating what I've probably said before, is just do this. I can completely recommend it. It cleanses you in a way that in the awfulness in the world around us these days, this is a way of escaping it and reminding yourself what's important. So there you go, there's a few of my final thoughts. Cornwall is a level up from anywhere else in the southwest in terms of beauty, ruggedness, sea. The sea is outstanding. Just seeing the surf, I've been watching some surfers earlier on, and that was just absolutely fabulous. So I haven't got any sort of great deep insights into all this, other than just do it. Just get out there and do it if you can. It's a low impact way of enjoying the beautiful countryside we have around us. So from Cornwall, May 2022, that's Proper Job, the old Rambler, signing off. Bye for now.